All right, so I'm blown off by the cops. Blown off by the cops pretty much my entire life because they're allowed to. It's illegal for them not to do something about these situations. Then again, they're so busy trying to cover up their own crimes. What does it matter? Oh yeah, they only do this to black people, according to most of you fucking morons. Jesus fucking goddamn Christ. Now, who's Amy Valkyrie and who is Sherman Watson? Oh, hi, Glitter Queen of Spades. Well, Sherman Watson is a guy that I thought was my friend. I'll give you a link to my Facebook, actually. Hold on a second. That's my email address. Or my Facebook, Sean Schwartz. Amy Valkyrie and Sherman Watson. Here's the thing, with the slander against me, it became very popular to hate me. Very popular to assault me. And it's fine. I'm supposed to be fine with it. With being assaulted by the police and charged with assault as if I was the one doing something wrong. Having a meltdown from fucking abuse is not wrong. Literally, no officer has lifted a goddamn finger to do their fucking jobs. Less than 5 officers through all of this shit that even pretended that they were fucking going to. Meanwhile, Sherman Watson, well, he's a fucking piece of shit. Him and Amy Valkyrie. Amy is one of the people who was part of the argument. What argument? The one where, well, Lana Engeline, Amanda Engeline, and quite a few others were on a post wanting Colin Kaepernick to be punched in the throat because he wouldn't stand for the national anthem. Now, take a look at what's going on right now. You goddamn right I stood up to those fucking son of a bitches. And so did Amy. I saved that evidence. I also saved the evidence that those cowards wanted to slander my older brother's name. Ah, Jesus fucking Christ. Unstable connection. Sorry, bud, but yeah. My family may not give a shit about me, but I'm the only person in my family who isn't a fucking drug addict or a child molester or a fucking rapist. My older brother isn't a child molester or a rapist. He's just a fucking druggie. I still love him. He's my brother. Despite the fact that I'm not a junkie. Now, Alicia loved her sister, but they were both junkies. Didn't care whose lives they destroyed. The longer this went on, the more abuse I had to endure. The more hell I had to go through because I didn't have the resources to even feed myself, let alone jump through all these goddamn hoops. And the police utilized their positions of power to prevent me from having the resources to do those things. Any of those things. And magically, it's okay. Because I was accused of crimes that I didn't commit, it must be okay to harm me, right? Well, no, the fuck it's not. Glary Queen of Spades, type thank you. My name is Cherokee. I'm going to read some shit here. Just for you guys. When I see one of my predators' names, I speak up. All right, so this was a post about women. Y'all forget about all of the other victims when they don't fit your bias, don't you? Y'all have no idea how many boys in America have been molested, do you? Let's take a look at the population. What's the population? That would be 327 million. 327 million. Divided by 6. Why is that? Well, because 1 in 6 boys are molested in the United States or raped by the time they're 18. 1/6. Wait, that number is slightly askew. The reason for that is because we're trying to get just the men, right? Let's say that we're pretty close. We're about 50-50 when it comes to the male-female conversion there. So let's go to what's half of 327 million. That would be 162,500,000. So let's write that down. 162,500,000 divided by 6. Cherokee, I just got your friend request. It looks like 27,083,333. That's the average. That's the number we end up with. 2,708,000. Or sorry. Hold on a second. Let's follow the decimal points. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 27,083,333. 27 million males in America have been raped or molested by the age of 18. 27 million. Right now, we have riots and murders nationwide. And last year, 8 black men, 8 unarmed black men, were shot to death by police. 8. And not all of the people who shot them were black. Not all of the people who shot them were white officers. 8. Shit, I've had more friends than that fucking murdered by cops just in the last year. There are a lot of ways to kill somebody. Shooting them ain't the only way to do it. Now, we also got to deal with this women situation where men have to go to the back of the bus. 27 million men have to go to the back of the bus. Not 8. 27 million. That's a pretty big goddamn number. All right. Glitter Queen of Spades type fuck trying to get to your Facebook. Okay, sent. That's my private Facebook page, hon. This one, she types, holy shit. And then Glitter Queen of Spades type. See, this is why I keep my son close. He is 8 years old, and he's absolutely gorgeous. I've had people tell me numerous times, keep him close. I'm like, you fucking You joking? I don't even let him out of my sight. He still holds my hands. That's good. I'm glad your son has a mother. I didn't have one of those growing up. A lot of us didn't. My mom couldn't stay off the drugs. My dad couldn't stay off the drugs. So I grew up in the system and was treated, of course, like I was in the system because I was a bad person. Yes, this little 4-year-old who is in foster care is here because he's a bad person. That must be it. Are you fucking kidding me? Right? Anyway, this one right here is about how women have to deal with this, and this. And pretty much the whole thing is about being molested and raped. Now, mind you, there's some curse words in here you might not like. I'm not saying those curse words to piss you off. I'm saying those curse words because that's what these folks type. I type, these are things that happen to men as well. I was a victim of sexual abuse from 6 to 13. Nobody cared then, and they don't care now. Guy, Mr. Wanch, typed, I was a victim at 7 and was made to feel less than by nearly everyone in my small town in Wyoming. Faggot was a term I got used to, even though I am straight. I'm straight too, and I know exactly what that's like. I typed to him, I was in Wyoming last year. The cops there pulled a lot of illegal BS. When I was in high school, there was a kid who was dragged behind up in Wyoming until his head came off. The hatred toward homosexuals is rampant. I live in Nebraska. I've never had anyone here man up and assault me after calling me those names. They are mostly just talk. But I have lived in other places where I was assaulted for a tick I have where I blink one eye. I am autistic with Tourette syndrome and an IQ of 172. The lady whose house I was supposed to go over to at 8 o'clock this morning, which of course I didn't. I was up all night talking to the cops, trying to get them to fucking lift a goddamn finger. See, although the crimes against me are obviously fucking illegal, you see through all these hundreds and hundreds of phone calls on this YouTube that it doesn't matter how illegal it is. What matters is, are the cops going to listen? And they're not, because they can tag me with the mentally ill tag and do whatever they want. Now here's the one with Amy Valkyrie. Valkyrie's pretty much a piece of shit. She's a druggie from Colorado. Well, I met her from Colorado. She wants to treat Bob like shit. She's like, you're just minimizing or totally ignoring the oppression of one group. The group this post is actually about. Is the post about women? Or is the post about sexual abuse? Really, it can't be both. Not if we want to create some effective change. If we're going to ignore the other victims because they don't fit your group, 27 million men need to shut the fuck up because they're not women. That's kind of like millions of other victims of police brutality need to shut up because they're not black. Are you out of your fucking minds? In favor of the flavor of the day, proving that women are the last one to be taken seriously or even acknowledged. Really? Women run this country. Women, not men. All of the things that I keep hearing women blame men for are women's decisions. Yes, I understand that it was not your decision for him to beat you up. It was not your decision for him to rape you. It was not your decision for him to do those things to your children. But it was your decision to go back to him. It was your decision to shit on good men and ignore the abuse that they are now taking from your predator. because you are incapable of honesty. Who is it that gets to choose here in America who they date? Men are supposed to ask the woman out. I get to hear from women, oh, women can't ask a man out. That makes her a hoe. What makes her a hoe? This is coming from women saying this. Is a man a hoe if he asks you out? Meanwhile, who has the decision? Who is it that gets to decide whether they say yes or no? That is you, the female. You are the one who makes that decision. When you use your vagina to manipulate men, you're doing some pretty fucked up shit. I have pretended that women are lesbians nearly my entire adult life. Do you know why? Because if a woman doesn't get what she wants, here in the United States of America, it is perfectly acceptable for her to destroy a man's life, to lie about him, and have people harm him, which is why when these accusations get thrown about, it needs to be taken up in court. The longer it takes to do this, the more hatred and bullshit that victim has to take. Meanwhile, no officer has investigated any of the crimes against me, and less than a handful of them have even pretended that they would. Here's Bob doing what men do. You are expected, as you have a penis, you are expected to bow down to women, just as we are now expected to fucking word fail. We are expected to bow down to black people. Regardless of whether or not we are their perpetrators, we get treated, and I've had to deal with this my entire life too, like everything is our fault because we're white. Holy shit. It's police brutality, right? Is that not the issue? If police brutality is the issue, then why are you hating on white people? Why are you assaulting and murdering white people? I can understand murdering the cops. I can completely understand that. I can understand killing our entire government if that's what you guys choose to do. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are plenty of people in America who would be fucking ecstatic if you did so. But then again, I don't want black people in power any more than I want white people in power. And this right here, all of this hatred from BLM towards people who did not victimize them, is the reason that I don't want black people in power. I don't want white people in power. And I sure as fuck don't want a woman in power. Historically, women have not done any better than men. Historically, women have done just as evil shit as men. But oh no, they couldn't do that. They're women. Well, hold on a second. Isn't that sexist? The female struggle is real. The human struggle is real. Now, Bob was the one who was typing earlier about being molested when he was 7. Being treated like he's a homosexual, and he's not. And then there's Tommy Tull. This is another white guy. Bob wants then quit trying to interject the white guilt that the mainstream media has believing you should have. Jesus fucking Christ. I typed, so basically, they get treated how you and Sherman treated me. This is obviously directed towards Amy. Amy, you don't have any room to talk. No need to kiss her backside. Amy is a victim shamer. Amy, you minimalize anyone who doesn't agree with you, and you ignore the crimes against others, or make excuses why victimizing the victims is okay. You're a monster. Amy typed, Sean Schwartz, you make yourself a victim. I didn't do anything to you except let you know I wasn't interested in listening to your constant poor me. Everyone is so bad and I'm such an unsung hero. Kill me bullshit. The things I said on this post weren't supposed to be about any one person, not even me. I know that's a foreign concept to you, but not everyone lives to be victimized and wallow in their own self-pity. This is what happens when you're not allowed to defend yourself. When you are assaulted over and over and over again, and nobody will do a goddamn thing. Now, Amy Valkyrie, she's trying to pretend this bullshit here. Holy fuck, I got so many screenshots of the shit that her and fucking Sherman pulled. So many. I also have the screenshots of the conversation between her and I before, during, and after the situation with Natalie. And guess what? I told the truth. Now, this girl here wants to do the popularity thing, wants to play on the popularity thing. Oh, well, if I hate this person, then I will be more popular because I hate the same person that other people hate. It's popular to hate Sean Schwartz, so it's okay. Fuck you, Amy. She typed, get ready for an avalanche of bullshit. I will not be responding any further to the lunatic ranting of this poor lost human, and if you start tagging me in your predictable onslaught of misplaced rage, I will finally just block you. I typed, I already got an avalanche of BS from you and Sherman. Both of you played stupid. Both of you lied to me and about me, and both of you slandered Rabbit as well. By the way, Rabbit is my brother. His real name is Eric Christopher Schwartz. I didn't make you a brain dead junkie, and I stood up to all of you. I don't care if you blocked me because all the evidence I need from you, I already took screenshots of. You're a selfish person, Amy, but on the bright side, I'll be coming after you very soon. Sherman as well. Goddamn right, I'm going to drag them bitches into court. I also typed, the fact is, Amy, that I never did any wrong to any of you. You, Sherman, and about 30 other cowards who called me fam showed y'all are backstabbing cowards, especially when y'all wanted to slander Rabbit. I dare Sherman to say that shit to Rabbit's face. You want me to shut the fuck up? You're going to have to make me. All right, looks like Glitter Queen of Spades has been typing while I was reading on another tab. Type, I don't have my dad. Thankfully, my son has myself and my husband. Oh my God, what? You were a baby? I am so sorry, Sean. Absolutely. I was abused horribly. Nothing phases me anymore, Sean. So no worries. You know, you have your husband and you have your son. I've never had a significant other. I've never had a girlfriend. I've never even been out on a date. I don't have any kids. It's just me, and it's a lot of time alone. I don't have anyone to love. I don't have anyone to love in person. You don't know how much that hurts. Or maybe you do. You weren't always married, and you weren't always a mother. So it's wrong of me to assume that. Glitter Queen of Spades type, just sick and sad. Oh my God, Jesus. This one I gotta press the show button. Glitter Queen of Spades type, they don't care, just disgusting. It doesn't matter if you have mental health problems. You are a fucking human being and need help. What the fuck? Exactly. But y'all don't think it's fucked up to treat a disabled person this way? You don't think that harming a disabled person is wrong? You don't think that it's wrong to harm somebody who can't physically defend themselves any longer? I didn't ask for the injuries that I have. I didn't ask for you guys here in America to hate people who are different so much. I had rapists assault me and call me a rapist and a chimo. You know how fucked up that is? Meanwhile, at no point in time was I ever allowed to defend myself in court. At no point in time was I ever allowed to show evidence. At every point in time, officers preyed on the mentally ill tag to get away with the illegal things and immoral things that they did here in Chapel, Nebraska, and in Colorado, and in Virginia before Natalie was ever killed, before she ever went missing. Glitter Queen of Spades typed, gender holds no boundary when it comes to sexual assault. Poor people have no value and no place until the rich need their toilets cleaned or their AC repaired or their asses wiped. Absolutely, it's sick. Glitter Queen of Spades typed, you are stuck in this cycle. You can't get better until you get out of your situation. How can you heal when you are stuck in hell? Once you get help, you can start to heal. You need help to heal. Exactly. Instead of victimizing me for asking for help, understand that I need help. Instead of victimizing me for my disabilities, understand that I didn't choose them. Instead of saying that I should be able to do all of these things because I am intelligent, understand that I don't have any experience in these things except fucking them up because I don't have the experience. I'm electronic illiterate. I need help with all of this. I have a YouTube because somebody helped me set it up. I have a Facebook because somebody helped me set it up. I have an email because somebody else helped me set it up. I have computer games on my computer because other people helped me. When it comes to computers, you guys look at all of my videos here. Not a single one of them is edited. Why aren't they edited? Because I don't know how. I've tried. Some of it, there's 45 minutes where there's no talking because I'm just waiting. And I'm afraid to turn off the stream because if I do, they might call me back and it's important and it needs to be recorded. If y'all can't tell, that's a train. Glitter Queen of Spades types, that breaks my heart for you. Glitter Queen of Spades type, wow, disgusting pieces of garbage. All pedophiles and rapists and murderers deserve to be hung and beaten to death. Dan is but a dream type, hey babies. What's going on, Sean? 4 years of hell is what's going on. 4 years of trying to get the cops to do something. 4 years of abuse. 4 years of the police and the volunteers and their cronies threatening, harassing, and intimidating anybody who tries to help me. Refusing to investigate any of the crimes against me, but it's somehow magically okay because they called me mentally ill and charged me with crimes that I didn't commit. They charged me with those crimes that I didn't commit because I was accused of crimes I didn't commit. Danny's but a dream type. Queen, you're exactly right. You know, it's funny, I can see a train driving by, but all you guys can see is a big white light coming in. Glitter Queen of Spades type, thankfully you at least got these few things. Yeah, I can't edit. I haven't made any videos. I have to start making videos. I have stage 4 metastatic breast cancer and lung cancer. I'll be okay as long as I get chemo. That hurts. I've lost a few friends to cancer. Not nearly as many as I've lost to shootings or stabbings or freezing to death or drug overdoses, but a few. My friend Terry, he died of cancer in, I want to say 93 or 94. And then Shatina Bell, that would have been 95. That was in Washington State. She died of leukemia. Dan is but a dream. Oh, are you talking about the family of what's her name? Her name is Natalie Marie Bollinger. Somewhat. I'm talking about a lot of things I usually do. See, all of these things tie in together. And the police, by doing everything in their power to abuse jurisdiction to get away with their crimes, well, they can jump across jurisdiction, do whatever the fuck they want. They've proven this with the theft of the evidence in Longmont. And, of course, multiple other occasions where they did the same thing. A lot of people promised to help me, but they were so busy getting drunk and getting fucked up on drugs that they never kept their word. And when I checked them on it, they wanted to play victim. Let me see. Dan is but a dream. Yo, fuck those cowards. Dan is but a dream type. Ha ha, true. Trains are nice, though. Dan is but a dream type. Oh my God, Glitter, I'm so sorry to hear that, darling. I'm praying for you. Dan is but a dream. I'm sorry for your losses. Dan is but a dream. Natalie, she was a beautiful girl. Her family is toxic. You know, you're right. She was very beautiful, both inside and out. The shit that happened because she was afraid of the consequences from her family, pretty fucked up. All she wanted to do was make those child molesters and rapists and druggies and other assorted addicts. She just wanted them to love her. But did they? No. I loved her right. Although she had other ideas. Conversations between her and I showed that she's the one who thought she was in love with me. Of course, if you don't look at that, then you think it's fine and dandy to just pretend it never happened. Oh, well, I'm not going to look at that evidence, so it never happened. Amy Valkyrie treated me like shit for trying to get help. She was a witness to the situations that I was in. She was a witness to the Facebook harassment, and a lot of people are like, dude, you just need to get off of Facebook. No, I don't. You really think that if I get off of Facebook, then the predators that I have to deal with in real life will stop? Fuck no, they won't. That's why I bring it to Facebook. That's why I bring it to YouTube, so that it is documented. Just because the police do their fucking jobs doesn't mean that I'm not going to fight for my rights as a human being, for my right to defend myself. When it came to Natalie, through all of this, it's been her looks that people have used as their excuse why they did what they did. Her looks, her gender, her age, her religious preference, all of the things that I was victimized for. All of the things that they pretend she was the victim for. My connection is unstable again. I do apologize. All right, we're back, finally. It keeps telling me that my connection is unstable. You know, I got probably over 100 people typing to me about how pretty Natalie is. If you look at most of these people that I speak out about, you know, people chose sides based on gender, color, religion, all these things that it's illegal to discriminate against somebody for. It's actually okay as long as you do it to a male. Well, people, I started going bald at 16, by the way. And about 17 or 18, I've got people treating me like a child molester. I've got people saying, you look like a child molester. You look like a child molester. Well, beautiful girl, that means she looks innocent in most people's minds. The best way to pass a lie is to be pretty, to have a straight smile, straight teeth. If you have a pretty smile, you can pass a lie more than nearly anybody. People want to believe pretty. When I was homeless, even though I was a victim of sexual abuse growing up, and I have spoken out my entire adult life and most of my youth about the state of Colorado and what they do to human beings. I went into the system when I was 4. 4. Who the fuck victimizes a 4-year-old? Who the fuck victimizes a 6-year-old? Who the fuck victimizes an 8-year-old? Who the fuck victimizes a 10-year-old? A lot of people. Right now, a lot of the people who offered to help me are protecting child molesters. Or men who beat them. That's not my fault or my... You can look at Natalie's post. That top post, you can see. And if you go all the way back through thousands of comments, all the way back to the beginning while she was still alive, you get to see that, number one, she admitted that we never had a sexual relationship. Number two, because she called me a stalker on that post, people automatically jump to the, he must be after your vagina. He must be a child molester. He must be a pervert. He must be this. He must be that. Meanwhile, that is not what Natalie said. That is nowhere near what Natalie said. At no point in time did Natalie ever say that I molested or raped her. Neither did Alicia. All they do, Natalie said that I stalked her, and Alicia called up one of her druggy buddies, Maddie Boa, and claimed that I threatened her family. Both of those are fucking slander that I have been assaulted over for the last 4 goddamn years. They didn't have to say that I was a child molester or a rapist. People just jump to that conclusion because of the way that I look. Just like people jump to the conclusion that I must be a junkie because I'm not pretty. That I must be a junkie because I was homeless. That I must be lazy because I was homeless. Glitter Queen of Spades type, as long as insurance pays, I'll be okay. I'm a bad mamma jamma. I feel pride. I feel power. Really? It's not feel, it's see. But you said that's from Cool Runnings, by the way. The whole thing is this guy's telling this dude, you see in the mirror. I see pride. I see power. I see a badass mother who don't take no crap off of nobody. Of course, I tried to do it in a Jamaican accent. Somebody's going to say I'm racist for doing that. I've tried a Scottish accent too. Of course, I can't do a Scottish accent that well, especially not without teeth. I can do a Southern accent quite well. I think that the reason the Southern accent exists is because a whole bunch of Southerners between the age of 14 and 60 ended up dead. So most of them 14-year-olds and younger were being raised by people who are 60 years or older with no teeth. She typed, "No worries, don't be sad for me, I'm okay. I got my boys and a roof and food and a vehicle and my mama and sisters." What really happened to Natalie? She got shot in the head by Joseph Michael Lopez at 6 to 15 inches away from her head while she was on her knees at McIntosh Dairy Farm on December 29th of 2017. Shot in the left temple. According to former officer William Barr, Denver, the email or the Craigslist ad that she posted was real. Dan is but a dream type. Yes, you are, Glitter. By the way, Natalie got that protection order against me without me being able to or allowed to defend myself. And things that the judge put on there, magistrate, should have looked at that. The fact that there was an address on it was used to victimize me. I didn't put that address on there. I didn't even read the address. I was busy trying to get a lawyer, trying to get help. I've been trying to get a lawyer and get help against these predators since before she was killed. But the police don't want to look at that. We are year 4 into police pulling this bullshit, and year 3 into police breaking every law they can to hide that fact. Glitter Queen of Spades type, "Oh my God, Dan, and I am so sorry. I couldn't see any of your comments. Sending love and prayers to you. Thank you." Absolutely. Dang, you guys type a lot. That's cool, though. It gives me something to answer. "Oh my God, Dan, I'm sorry I couldn't." Oh, I already read that one, didn't I? Sorry about that. Dan was but a dream typed, "I didn't even know those things about Natalie. They've never discussed their situations." Well, Natalie's dead. She can't discuss her situation. And Alicia is still strung out on drugs. On my birthday last year, she went on a high-speed chase with her dad. Of course, I'm the one who has been taking the punishment for things that her dad has done and things that the police have done. And I'll explain this to you. When she disappeared on my birthday last year on that high-speed chase, now mind you, Ted Bollinger is a child molester and a rapist and a drug dealer and all around a not nice guy. Police in this town even helped cover up for his and Alicia Bollinger's wrongdoing on at my grandma's funeral in 2018. Police in this town helped to cover up those crimes. Of course, there's a video of half of that situation. The first half, police or the officer does not take it seriously. And Laura Nelson, you see her eyes get real big. Could have spoken up, but instead Graham is speaking for me because of the things that Graham said before I ever got to even talk to that officer. That officer was not going to take me seriously. "Oh, is this just one of those things where I need somebody to talk to?" No, I need a fucking cop to take my goddamn report. They've never discussed her situations. Now, see, that's the thing, is that they don't want to. I mean, do these news agencies, do these police, do they gain anything from the truth coming out? No, they will lose their fucking jobs. And many of them will go to prison. All of my judges and all of my public pretenders will go to prison if Alicia Bollinger comes forward and tells the truth. That's why they did everything in their power to prevent me from going to my court date. every power to eat up every fucking dollar of my disability money. I am disabled. I need that money to survive. Instead, I'm spending it to travel from one place to another, to another, to another in the middle of the fucking winter. Dan's but a dream type. We never see her perspective. That's why I'm so glad that you use platform to give proper insights. There was a Facebook group called The Real Justice for Natalie Bollinger, No Drama. I don't allow anybody into it because they were destroying evidence. They were destroying evidence of the threats, harassment, and intimidation by the Bollinger family, including Jennifer Farina Bollinger. All I was trying to do was truth, and they would not leave me alone. And the police, to this day, make every excuse not to investigate those goddamn crimes. I need people to speak out, to fight for my rights, because I am not allowed. I don't have a husband. I don't have children. Those are two things that get you sympathy. I'm not a female. That's another thing that gets you sympathy. Being good looking will get you sympathy. I don't have any of those things going for me. Being black will get you sympathy too, and I'm not that either, am I? I fit the criteria for 4 of the 5 most victimized groups in America. And the one that I don't qualify for is on the top of the list, and that's only because I'm not a foster child any longer. Glitter Queen of Spades type BRB. That's be right back. Dan is but a dream. My phone is dying, Sean. Glitter, I hope all is well with you. I'm going to talk to you guys soon. Sean, stay brave, stay adamant. Dan is but a dream. This system is corrupt, and I do believe most of the chaotic behavior is due to the way people look. Dan is but a dream type. Love you, Sean. Thank you, Dan. This one's blocked, but I'm going to show it. Dan is but a dream typed. Oh, Glitter Queen of Spades, too. People do want to believe pretty, and I'm so sorry, Sean. I'm so glad to have this platform to speak on your behalf. I'm so sorry about your wretched childhood. You've gone through some sick shit. The stuff I've gone through in the last 4 years is worse than being raped as a child. It's worse than being beaten for the color of my skin. I know, because I've dealt with both. This is worse than being separated from my family because I was, well, actually, I wasn't separated from my family because I was in an institution. I was separated from my family because they were in institutions, and I just happened to end up in an institution. Why? Because they wouldn't let me see my loved ones. They wouldn't let me see my family. And that all depends on whose story you believe. My mom tells a different story than my dad does. And I remember it differently than both of them. Glitter Queen of Spades type, sorry, both hubby and I were in hospital recently, so Del just got here, all can die. You know, I to some degree agree with that, but we need to be filling the jails with these people to set an example. We need to be letting these homeless people go and not investing the amount of money that it takes to house a person in jail for 1 month is enough to get 6 homeless people off the streets for a month. So rather than victimizing them for being homeless, you could take a small portion of that money and reinvest in the American people who are at the worst, who are at the very bottom, who are victimized the most. Glitter Queen of Spades typed, prayers, Dan. Keep staying safe, sweetheart. Y'all be safe. Look out for each other. When your family's got an issue, even if they're autistic, pretend they're human long enough to hear what they have to say. People keep telling me that I need to look at other people's perspectives. I have this entire time. That's how I'm able to read the situation. My understanding of history, my understanding of human nature, and my understanding of police protocol. But at any point in time, did any of these people try looking at it from my point of view? Fuck no. The police are drunk on power, and the Bollingers are fucked up on drugs. By the way, I'm going to make another phone call to the goddamn pigs. Over 20 people are dead who would be alive if I had been heard. Elijah McClain would be alive if I had been heard. Demetrius Shankling would be alive if I had been heard. Tiber Hatay would be alive if been heard. Zaid Atkinson, Sammy Leon Lawrence IV, and Michelle Rodriguez would not have been assaulted by Waylon Lolatai if I had been heard. When these crimes were committed against me, I got treated like I wanted it, needed it, chose it, deserved it, or it didn't happen. And then when these very same police officers by name and these very same facilities by name were on the news for doing what exact things that I spoke out about. But they didn't mention me, did they? Of course they fucking didn't. It's a goddamn popularity contest. Nobody wants to help you when you have been slandered the way that I have. People in real life have to be afraid of being retaliated against if they stick up for me and tell the truth. Laura Nelson isn't scared of me. She's scared of public opinion, and she's scared of the police, and she is right to be afraid. But she's also a piece of shit for not coming forward. The same as Brenda Dickinson, right across the street from here, is a piece of shit for not coming forward, for not keeping her word. All of these people who didn't keep their word played victim because I was pissed off, because the difference between me having to endure this abuse for the rest of my life or having a small chance at having a decent life was whether or not those people kept their word to come forward. Instead, every single one of them helped my predators. But you know what? That's fine, because I recorded the things that I needed to record, and I posted them on this YouTube. My predators, many of them pretended like they were trying to help me, like they were going to help me. Why didn't they keep their word? That's important, because the police wrote their own slander down. Their slander that does not meet up at all with the conversations on this YouTube with those people, like Mandy Hughes, Alyssa Rainwater, Miss Peaches, Graham, Tabby. And of course, there's all these police officers. Now, at the very beginning, I didn't know how to take screenshots. I couldn't record these situations. I needed help to be able to do that, and people kept telling me to do things that I'm asking for help doing. Telling me to do this by myself when I'm telling you that they ignore me because I'm by myself. Telling me to do it over and over and over and over again does not get it done. Telling me to do it over and over and over again doesn't put someone there with me for my safety. Telling me to do it over and over and over and over and over again doesn't give me the ability to do it. And treating me like shit, like I didn't make an effort, but it didn't come out the way that you wanted to, is completely fucked because you didn't help. You didn't bother to look. I deserve the right to defend myself against my accusers, and at no point in time has that been allowed to happen. Police have abused the medical community to get away with their crimes, and they did the Elijah McClain. They did that to a white guy named Tony in California, in Texas. The police do not have a doctorate. They don't have the medical knowledge or certificates to have a person injected with drugs. But anyway, repeatedly, this is what happens when you stand up to the police and it's just you. There is no BLM on my side. There is no Million Woman March on my side. There's people telling me they're sorry in Facebook. People telling me they're sorry on YouTube. But they're not speaking out and they're not fighting for my rights. Meanwhile, the people who hated me over this slander had no problems going and doing those things immediately. While those who pretended like they were going to help me for months and months and months did nothing except tell me how sorry they were and that they were going to write their reports. They were going to help me, but they never did. By repeatedly cutting me off on Facebook, by calling everything spam, and by assaulting me when I went to Boulder, I was unable to speak to most of the witnesses. I was not allowed to defend myself against the slander. When a disabled person is being harmed, somebody needs to fucking investigate it! Not call this place so they can tell you to call this place so they can tell you to call this place. Meanwhile, all these places helped out my predators.